I don't know if you can see it, there's a rainbow just come out. It's sunshine, raining, do the same thing tomorrow.
Hey guys, the video you're about to watch Dad made last weekend. He actually made it while I was on a camping trip, so you're about to watch 100% bob cam with just a little bit of me at the very end.
Okay, we're gonna try some corn, spray some. Try this machine out, this Oxbo, and got half a tank, do this field up on the hill, make 2 rounds, and I had to go help Brian, so I'm back at it. We got the camera, he wanted me to take cameras, so back at it. We'll get there and see what we do. Okay, finished this field, still trying to get some settings here right. So I got this field done, 65 acres. We'll move over to the other one's 88 acres, get it done. Fold up the booms. We're gonna fold him up first. Just a little awkward in corn, just getting used to everything. It's quiet inside here. Rides good. The booms don't rock like mine. These are 120 foot. Mine's 100. It seems like mine just want to rock when you get some rough spots. They can't use the height adjustment, but the automatic height things, you can't use them in corn. At least I ain't got it figured out and set. It just wants to hunt all the time. Seems like. I think it. I don't know if you can see that in the mirror there. It just wants to hunt up and down, and I think it senses vegetation or the ground. You can't, one or the other, whichever is closest. In corn, sometimes you get a thin spot or something, and when it goes back in the cradle, it seems like it slows down, or you don't have to slow it down or feather it. So far, so good. Go to the next field. Okay, we're in this other field spraying. Going pretty good, just kind of hard to get used to. These big booms, keep them out of the dirt. So far, so good. Quiet. The motor just, it's kind of like a CVT. The motor is kind of, well, it's at like 1700 RPM right now, and it kind of changes with the load. You need more, I think 1800 RPM all to run, but it'll kind of idle down. You stop it, just idles down on its own here. That's the way it's set. Kind of nice. A little bit harder to line up than mine. This ag leader, I'm not quite used to it. I don't know if you can see it there, but the monitor we're running right there, running like this speed, 185 acres an hour. It'd be nice if you didn't have to turn and everything, but you don't get that much done in an hour. Well, we finished this field. This looks like pretty good, right on 87.5, that's about 80 acres. So this is called the UT, down here where you change to, it goes back to the ag leader screen. You go to the UT, that's Universal Terminal, I guess. That's what all monitors can use, these nodes, Raven nodes. It's mounted on the machine. This is a Raven screen here, gives you rate per acre, acres, you get total gallons. And this is counts down, so that's what I got, acres left in the tank. And there's the rate. That's what, how many gallons is left, like 130 gallons, 139 or whatever. Well, I just finished another field up here, and it's getting dark. Looks like I got pretty good lights back here to the field station. Probably all I'm going to do today. It's a little bit putting on too much. Should have covered 120 acres, I've covered a little over 100. So I don't know what, I'm going to try 9 gallon, I don't know if something flow meter or what. He said he'd never calibrated one before, never had to. So I don't know exactly what's wrong, why it's doing that, but we'll find out tomorrow and work with it a little bit more tomorrow. Hope I get some more done before the rain, what I want to get done. So. Okay, we're back at this morning. It's about, what, 8 o'clock, go after 8. Kind of cloudy, threatening rain, so hopefully we can get something done. If not, we'll go side dress some corn until it rains real hard or something. So got loaded up, going out the road. Up here's the high range gear. It's kind of like the Klaus combine that locks everything out, and that puts it in 3rd gear. think we're ready. We're getting too much product on. Set a 10 gallon and we should cover 120 acres. We have covered about a little over 100. So I'm cutting it down to 9 gallons, see if that'll get me 120 acres. Talked to the Oxbo fella, Andrew, and he said that you can go in there. He thought change something, but I don't know. So we'll just try this, see what happens. Go back up there and finish that field we was on last night. Okay, here we are going down the road here. It's pretty smooth. It's, I don't know, just a quiet. The ride's just a little different than mine. I don't know. It's just, it's real stable. Like I got 1,200 gallon on and I'm running, well, 30 mile an hour. Boy, it's just as stable as can be. So I don't know if that's suspension or tires or what. I think it might be the suspension. I don't know. But it's nice going down the road and move right along. Got a little whine to it. But pulling the hills, it pulled down a little bit, but I think it seems like it's got a little more power than what mine does. I think it's rated like 350 horse, 315, and I think maybe they're like 350 peak or something. Where I think mine's in about 275, maybe a little more. Okay, we're going up this hill, a pretty good grade, and cruise right along at 1750 now. It's dropped down a little bit, but not bad. I got the hydro clear forward and it's pulling down a little bit, like 1600 RPM, 1650, about 20 mile an hour. Then it picks back up, so here's where we're going to turn in, so we better turn in. For some reason I can't get the pressure to drop when I slow down. It's wanting to stay up there. And that puts on more gallons per acre, so I don't want to do some work on it, call somebody. But it rides pretty good here. I'll show you these railroad tracks aren't too bad, but it rides good across there. Can't tell it. Mine's got a little bounce there when you go across it. Okay, we finished this field down here, we call the whole field, so I need to figure out what we need to do to just get it done. I called Andrew, Oxbo guy. He's supposed to be checking on this right here. DC number needs to be lower, I think. Because when I get up over 14, 15 mile an hour, it'll go up a little bit. And I think that's the percentage or something like that of what the sprayer will drop to and keep the pressure up. So I think if I could go down to about 40, 45, then I could slow down to 10 mile an hour, and I don't think it would change. The rate would drop with me. The way it is, I could go down about 12 mile an hour, and it won't. The rate won't drop. It starts picking up. So I guess I don't want it to drop, but I don't want it to pick up. So I called Andrew, and he's supposed to be getting back with me. Okay, we got this figured out finally. This monitor. Andrew called back, and what this is DC number here. What that does, you set that, and when you slow up, the pressure will only go, say, I'm set right now, I set it at 45, and I can drop down to about 10 mile an hour. And anything below that, the pressure will stay the same and the rate will stay the same. Before, when I dropped down 10 or below 12, the rate would stay the same, so I was putting on more product than I wanted to. So, but now I got set down because there's a lot of places on the end you slow down a little bit, and now it's set pretty good, and that will go up and down as your speed goes. So I think we got set pretty good now. You can see this field here was in the bottoms. You can tell that, but anyway, this is where the stalks kind of piled up. They laid a while, then we pushed them off. You can see the corn's real little compared to the bigger because of the compaction. Them stalks laying on. That's just moving it off. Well, we got done with this field and come out the end, and the boom went down the ground. Like the cylinder's bypassed, and I finally got it up back in the cradle, but it won't hold it. Like the cylinder's bypassed. I don't see any leaks anyplace, but I don't know what's wrong. Well, I don't know. I flipped the switch off and on a couple times and hit the button there and the booms, and it seems like it's okay now. So it must have been something stuck, or I don't know. We'll go back down and spray that one little field. We'll be done in the bottoms there. Okay, you're going call quits for the day on the spraying. Got everything over here sprayed. Went to do a little over 700 acres got today, so it's a pretty good day. So I got a little bit of 28 on the Miller sprayer, my sprayer, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray that off and see how it feels compared to this one. Okay, here we are in got in the Miller sprayer, my sprayer. Got a little bit of 28. I'm gonna run off a half tank, and it feels a lot different. And then it's stable and sways more. I don't know if that's tires or why, but it feels like your clothes more for the limbs aren't as wide there, the uprights. The joints takes a little different, a little harder. It just feels different, that's for sure. And there was much difference. Like a storm a-coming back in northwest. Radar shows a bunch of rain, heavy rain. So they say quite a bit of rain tonight. That's Saturday. So tomorrow, about all next week rain. Hopefully we get lucky and don't get too much, but I don't know what we get. Well, I forgot to connect the iPad. It's hooked up, but I didn't take the puck out, so it didn't count here for a little ways. So. Their sprayer, the Oxbo, is a lot more stable, and the bad part about it, it's got 120-foot booms, mine's 100-foot booms, and so we got new tracks. And on the curves, it's kind of hard not to knock some corn down. So I think that my seat's a little more comfortable. The other seat, I don't know why, that other seat, same as in the combine, it's the same as Brian's combine. Mine's got a leather seat in it. It's a little more comfortable. Well, it's raining there north of us, the ways in town. See it there. Well, I said it wouldn't rain. It rained in town, now it's raining here. Big old drops. Well, now the sun's coming out, trying to rain. Out. Ain't gonna make it all the way around. Well, like that's it. Go ahead, 4 sheets off, and just call it a day. Pretty good day. A good bit of spraying done. So, I guess until the next time it dries out, whenever that's gonna be. Probably ain't this week. We'll find out. See the end of it. Looks like it's up there in the field. Maybe there's a pot of gold up there, they always said.
Oh, I was making this video that people are watching, and looks like you got to run that sprayer quite a bit.
Yeah, I run it Friday evening started.
And
run a
it's like
tank.
all day Saturday.
Then all day Saturday. I started, I don't know, 8:30. And running, it was about 7 I got done.
How many acres do you think you did?
I want to say I did a little over 700 acres. Probably messed around a half hour, a little more on the monitor, getting it set and calling him.
It looked like you had some issues with it at first, trying to get everything set on it.
Yeah, the ag leader, it's all new.
So
I've never run an ag leader, but after I got to it, and after I got things set, we didn't know how to Saturday, and then there was something else I messed around with.
It looked like you said at one point the boom wouldn't lift up or something like that. How'd you fix that? You just said you
well, I got the auto height working good, and I
No, not that. I mean, you were folding it up there Saturday night, and it wouldn't fold up or something.
Well, what happened is the auto was on.
Oh,
and when I folded out, I shut it off, but when I folded up, for some reason, the one boom had dropped to the ground.
Like the auto height was still on?
And I pick it up at real slow and let off of it and it go down.
And so your auto height
Real
was
slow. So I finally held it, got it up, and with header fair and got it back in the cradle so I could get it up to the shed. I didn't want to leave the bottoms. And in the meantime, I flipped the auto glide or height off or on and back off, and it worked fine. So I don't know, just something there.
So overall, what'd you think of the sprayer? I mean, 700 acres, you should have had enough time.
Well, after I got used to it, I liked it. I like the controls better than mine, for definitely better. There's more feel to them, and the button space a little different. I like that. It rode as good probably as my Miller, I think. Maybe not in places, but overall it was more stable.
Some
Didn't
places
sway.
it was better, some places.
Yeah, the one field down there was a little washboardy where we turboed it, and I could feel that, but I could feel it in my Miller too. But I think it's a little more than that. So, but it was just so much more stable, especially on the road. Because I'd went up the road there 5 miles or so and, with a tank, and you didn't get to walking around or get off the berm and throw you. It was just real stable there. I really liked that part. And in the field, it was more stable, I think. Power, I like the econ mode, or what do they call it? Econ mode, or whatever.
It seemed like it's pretty fuel efficient.
It was, you never touched the throttle, and when you hit the boom to go forward or raise something, it would accelerate up. That was nice. Going through the field, I think like 1800's top RPM, I think. And it was usually 1750, 17. And I noticed when it was flat and easy and not pulling anything at all, it would even idle down a little bit to 1500. And that saves fuel, but it seems real fuel efficient. I filled it up that afternoon late because we'd run it, whatever they run there Friday and when we was messing around with it. Last tank I filled it up, and I don't know what I put in it. The meter on our fuel pump, I didn't hit the button right or something. But they're saying 6 gallon or so, I think is what he's saying, 6 or 7, and I believe it. I mean, it seems like it. Yeah. Compared to Miller's, gee whiz.
Now, one thing to keep in mind when we're comparing this sprayer to our sprayer is ours is a 2013 model.
Yeah, so I don't know what the new ones are like.
And before we had this Miller, we had another Miller, so we can't really compare it to anything other than what we have.
Right, and I don't know what I like, you might not like, or he, everybody's got their own preference. I like the booms, 120-foot booms. They stayed right there. They were really stable, more so than what the Miller was. I definitely want 4-wheel steer because I run some big corn, and on the ends, you really slay it turning. And I definitely want the 4-wheel steer, which is just an option, and nothing to put it on there. There were some little things that need tweaked, and they're going to do it. I'm sure they'll do it. There's a rinse tank on it like the Miller, but it's up on the cab. It's not, that needs to be down at the fill station. The booms had a couple little things. The fence row nozzle was at the end, and I'm going to say it'd get knocked off pretty easy, and they need some protection or something on there, and I'm sure they'll do something. And I think one boom had maybe the braces where the holds the booms on was maybe left and right, and it was too close to the nozzle body that you couldn't turn it. And that's minor stuff, but outside of big stuff, I didn't see anything that was needed changed. The hydrostatic was smooth. It was a pretty nice sprayer. Pretty nice sprayer.
So there you go.
But I don't know what a Hagee is,
yeah.
or the John Deere, or the new Millers. But I like the front booms. I like the front boom.
Well, there it is. There'll also be a video coming out pretty soon where we're walking around with the Oxbo guy, Andrew, and he's giving us a general overview of the sprayer. So if you're interested in that, check it out. It'll be out the next day or so. Thanks for watching.